Hey there everybody, Reed here. Thanks for joining me today. I'm in our orchard space near our roundhouse here, and I'm coming to you to show you some of what's happening over by the pond here. I got this new pump that's connected to a hose. Let me see if I can do. Can you see that in the water? I got it tied off some baling twine over yonder, and I don't know if you can see it very well in the video, but it seems like I can. That there's a wet mark that's going around the edge of the pond there, compared to like a level above it that's drier, and that's about how much water has come out of the pond with the pump. And so it's coming in here. We can follow this green line up. It's going way up there to those two tanks. The tank on the right is like maybe an inch or two before it being full, and the other one has about another hour to go. This has been a journey. So this is day 3 of this project. Day 1, like this, this surfboard pump situation that someone else had built. The pump wasn't working, and so then I found out that we have this second pump here that was around. It's connected to this black line of hose that you can see there, and so I put that, connected it up with all the hoses, and it was 3 feet short of moving the water in. Frankly, it would have been a super trickle, wouldn't have worked well at all. So I went to the hardware store, picked up this pump that's doing great, and tied it off, and spent maybe 7 hours yesterday filling these tanks here. Another probably about 2 hours today, and they'll be full. So that's about 9 hours of filling time. I mean, like, I can tell that the pond has water that's moved out of it. And if I come here, you can see this rock that's here marks our spillway, and there's no longer any water moving out of the pond via the spillway. But again, there's kind of like a darker line just above where the water is to demonstrate the amount of water that's left the pond. And from where we stand now, it's basically at its peak fullness. Now, an interesting thing, I don't know how much it's coming through in the video here, but there's all these little bubbles that are coming up. Now, if you've been following this pond's journey at all, you know that I've been aiming to seal the pond. And some of those bubbles are insects. You know, there's so many frogs as well. And the pond was covered in tadpoles last year, so it might be that as well. I'm just so curious to see where the pond's level is actually at. I'm kind of anticipating it being as much as a foot lower, frankly. And that will still be great. Huge improvements since previous years. And yeah, that's what's happening here. And then why are you filling up these ponds? Well, they're to water these gardens here. So this first lower bed is kind of I call it a communal thing, but like these are some blueberry plants here that hardly produce blueberries. Then there's a bunch of flowers further on down. This is really just a space holder for when somebody else joins us here. I think that's like a Saskatoon tree. There's this rando kale. This next tarp that's covered in blackberry, which we will help eradicate, is a space holder for some future tenant with us. And then we'll wood chip this path And this starts where my family and I will be gardening. I say I, but really I mean my wife. Because this is kind of her space. I worked it out yesterday. This space here, the next space up, which also has a path in it, and then this top bed, which is kind of just like a single bed space, is about 200 linear feet. And then up here, this serious slope, we're gonna dig out the blackberry, but that's gonna mostly be like flowers, from some tall sunflowers to just whatever kind of random wild stuff we want to toss in there. So we still got some things growing in there. I think it's some beets that overwintered. I got some little garlics that are coming up. I think those are leeks that survived the winter. There's another bit of garlic. Kids really enjoy this space here. And I say it's more like my wife's because I've got a zone 1 for myself that goes up to the chickens, because I go there every day. Whereas I come down here many days, but it's not every day. So anyway, that's what's up with those projects. One more hour and I should be done with that and can finally bring everything back where it goes. Have too much fun.